Sometimes the most dangerous word isn't no, it's the yes you say when your heart is begging you to stop. Listen carefully, because this story is for anyone who has ever felt exhausted, used, or afraid to say that one powerful word, no. Ryan had always been the kind of person people liked immediately. He listened, he smiled, he helped. If someone needed a favor, he was the first to say, "Sure, I'll do it." If someone needed a shift covered, he stepped in. If a friend needed last-minute notes or money or a shoulder to cry on, he never hesitated. People called him kind-hearted, but secretly, Rian knew there was another word hiding behind it: available. He wasn't kind because he always wanted to help. He was kind because he was terrified of disappointing people. The thought of someone being upset with him made his stomach twist. So he said yes, even when he was exhausted, drowning in his own work, or silently breaking from the weight of everyone's expectations. His mother used to tell him, "A soft heart is good, but don't let it turn into a soft spine." Ryan always smiled and nodded, but inside he thought, if people are happy with me, everything will be fine. That belief began to crack the day his colleague Syme approached him at the office. "Bro, I need you to finish some of my reports," Syme said casually, as if it was the most normal request in the world. "I'm leaving early today, plans with friends." "You're good with these things, right?" Ryan opened his mouth to say yes, but something in him hesitated. He had his own deadlines, but the old fear returned. What if he gets upset? What if people think I'm not helpful? So he smiled. "Yeah, I'll manage." Syme didn't even say thank you. He just dropped a folder on Rian's desk and walked away whistling. That night, Ryan stayed in the office until 1 a.m., finishing both his own tasks and Syme's. When he finally got home, his dinner was cold and his eyes burned. He woke up the next morning with a headache, so heavy it felt like his skull was full of stones. But when Syme saw him, he simply said, "Good job, bro. I might need your help again." Ryan forced a smile. The headache pulsed harder. Over the next few weeks, the use started increasing. A cousin called him only when he needed money. A classmate asked him to do an entire project alone and then took the credit. A neighbor dropped off her kids at Ryan's house without asking, saying, "You're home anyway." Everyone loved Rian because he made their lives easier. No one noticed Rian because he never showed them his limits. The breaking point came on a Friday afternoon. His younger sister, Ara, sat across from him at the dining table, watching him pack his laptop bag again. "You weren't supposed to work today," she said. "We were all going to visit Grandma together." "I know," Rian sighed, "but someone at work needed me to cover another thing. Just for today." Ara folded her arms. "Ryan, does anyone ever help you back?" He paused. The silence answered for him. Ara leaned forward. "Brother, you're becoming a ladder. People just step on you to get higher, and one day you'll break." Her words stung, not because they were harsh, but because they were true. 2 days later, something happened that finally forced Ryan to see what he had been avoiding. His manager called him into the office. "We need to talk," she said. "Your performance report came in. It's not good." Ryan stared in shock. "Not good? But I'm always here. I do everything." "You do everything for others," she said gently. "But your own main tasks have suffered. I've also noticed people handing you responsibilities that aren't yours. You aren't saying no, so they assume it's okay." His chest tightened. Weeks of suppressed stress rose like a wave. She continued, "You're talented, Ryan, but talent means nothing if you burn yourself out. You need boundaries." That night, Ryan couldn't sleep. He sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the floor, replaying all the moments he had said yes when he should have said no. He realized something painful. Every time he said yes to someone else, he was saying no to himself. No to his time, no to his health, no to his peace, no to his growth. And people had learned to expect his yes like oxygen. His silence had taught them they could misuse him. The next morning he made a decision. A small decision, but a strong one. He promised himself he would protect his peace, even if it meant some people would dislike him for a while. The universe didn't wait long to test him. At 10 a.m., Saeem appeared beside his desk again, looking annoyingly confident. "Bro, I need you to finish 2 reports for me." "I'm heading out early again." Rian breathed in deeply. His heartbeat raced, but his voice came out steady. "No." Saeem blinked. "What? Why not?" "I have my own work. I can't take yours." The silence between them felt loud. Saeem frowned. "Come on, man. You always help." "I know," Rian said. "And that's my mistake. I can't do your job for you anymore." Ill. For the first time, Rian saw something new in Saeem's eyes. Respect mixed with surprise. Saeem muttered something under his breath and walked away. No drama, no shouting, just simple reality. Rian exhaled, his first real breath in months. Later that day, his neighbor messaged, "Can I leave the kids with you for 3 hours?" "I have work." Rian typed back, "Not today. I'm busy." The cousin who always borrowed money called, asking again. Rian said, "I can't help this time." The cousin hung up quickly. And guess what? The world didn't end. No one died. Life moved on. With every no, something inside Rian grew stronger. His voice, his dignity, his sense of self-worth. He stopped feeling guilty for protecting himself. He stopped trying to be everyone's hero at the cost of destroying himself. 2 weeks later, Rian walked into his manager's office with his updated work results. She smiled. "This is incredible improvement. What changed?" "I did," he said simply. She nodded. "Good, because saying no is a skill, and only strong people learn it." At home, Ara noticed the difference too. "You look lighter," she said, "like you finally put down a heavy bag." "I did," Rian replied. "I've been carrying people who never carried me." Days passed. Weeks became months. Slowly, something magical happened. People stopped asking Rian for unnecessary favors. They stopped assuming availability. They stopped treating him like a spare wheel. Some people even drifted away, the ones who only used him. Honestly, their absence felt like peace. But something even better happened. Real friendships became clearer. People who respected his boundaries grew closer. They appreciated him, not for what he could do for them, but for who he was. One evening, while sitting on the balcony watching the sunset, Rian realized something profound. Saying no didn't make him unkind. It made him honest. It made him strong. It made him free. Yes had been his prison. No became his key. For the first time in a long time, he wasn't living life for others. He was living it for himself, without guilt, without fear. Months later, he met someone new at work. A junior employee who reminded him of his old self. Afraid to say no, taking on too much, always trying to please. One day, the young man asked, "How do you stay so calm? How do you avoid being overwhelmed?" Rian smiled, remembering the weight he used to carry. "I learned the most important word," he said softly. "A word people think is rude, but it actually protects your life." "What word?" Rian looked him in the eyes. "No." The young man laughed nervously, but Rian placed a hand on his shoulder. "Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a person who values himself. Don't let people misuse your kindness. Give help when you truly want to, not when you're scared to refuse." The young man nodded slowly, absorbing every word. And as Rian walked away, he felt a warm pride rise inside him, not because he had helped someone, but because he had finally helped himself first. Because some lessons are not taught by books or teachers. Some lessons are taught by life, exhaustion, disappointment, and courage. What we learned from this story: if you don't learn to say no, people will keep taking pieces of you until there is nothing left. Protect your peace, protect your time, protect your heart. Your no is not a weapon. It is a shield that saves your life, one boundary at a time.